We gather here today to mourn the passing of E3. You were a liar, a shit friend, and a worse enemy. But as we lower your slippery form into this earth, it is important that we say, wait, this is too easy. Or is it too E3? The enemy is all around us. Hey, I see you watching your own funeral. Get the fuck back here. There's no one you can trust.
Come back to bed.
Weren't there 3 of you? No! Shattered into pieces and spread across Jeff's unknown.
Check this out.
An animal is most dangerous when it's cornered, and I am in a dodecahedron of rage. No game, no hype. Those is still the rules. But an unconventional enemy must be enemaed by unconventional means. This won't be our last dance, but the first of a new tango. One that twists and gyrates like it's out for spicy blood. A screaming echo of its own former glory. And I'm ready. I'm Lyle Rath, and this is Pregame Discharge. Let's fucking do this. So the special boys showed up early to throw parties for themselves. Hey, you know how that last Pokemon game was kind of ugly but also kind of fun? Well, this one looks less ugly and also less fun. Hey, look, you can play with your friends. I think they're gone now. Yeah, good. I bet you're gonna do a lot with that, huh? Somewhere out there is a team that can make a great open world Sonic game. I don't think it's this one. I know no game, no hype, those is the rules, but why are you showing us this? If the party's starting and you're not dressed yet, do you show up nude? You're not hard enough to pull that off, friend. I hate to be the one to tell you. How many times do they expect us to replay Resident Evil 4? Do you ever do it? Like, actually do it? I start it. I usually get about to that point where you're in the, like, big church and you're shooting popes and stuff, and then I kind of check out. I was gonna say it doesn't need a remake, but I think I just convinced myself that it does. PlayStation showed off a bunch of VR trailers, and I find it pretty hard to get hyped about those. This just looks like hands floating in the middle of the screen to me. I think these shits need demos, you know? Also, you disgusting sex pervert. You just want to have a giant lady choke you in VR. Shame on you and only you and nobody else in this conversation. Moving on. Oh, hey, there's a game where you play as a cat? Stray, more like spay, because if you don't do that, then 5 more of them will end up in my editor Kyle's house. This life is hell. It's not even my fault this time. Ooh, is this a new spread space? Wait, no, this isn't spread space. It's the Cafisto Scroto call. Unironically, this looks pretty fucking sick. That guy got his goddamn head bit in half. Ah, you fucking idiot, you moron. That didn't even have anything to do with space zombies. That was just like a clandestine factory accident. See, that's what you really gotta be scared of. I'm not super familiar with how a real life roller derby works. To my understanding, it's just a bunch of women beating the shit out of each other, which sounds like just a beautiful sport, but this is cool too. I don't know what to say about this one. Weeb!
Huh? Oh, yeah, so this is basically another one of those anime action RPGs like Tokyo Xanadu that gives weeaboos a chance at one of the rarest drops of all. Knowing the touch of a woman.
Well, let's not get their hopes up. Next! You know, I'm not really a fighting game guy, but I've played some Street Fighter, and I have eyes. So I think I'm well within my rights to say that Street Fighter 5 was kind of fugly. Gumby looking ass. 6 looks really stylish, though. I realize looks aren't everything, but if it's just gonna play the same way the last couple games did, then aren't they? Maybe I spoke too soon. Look at this artsy fart of a game. Okay, not everything has to be blood and killing and clandestine factory accidents. But if you don't have those things, you're completely defenseless when something tries to avant-garde you. And if that gets you, you're quirky for the rest of your life. I can't believe that T-shirt Kevin's Chaos Quest is seriously the direction that Final Fantasy is going now. Chaos. How is this simultaneously sensory overload but also all gray? I don't get it. Back in my day, it was simple. You had a girly looking feller with spiky hair and too many belts, and he makes friends with 7 cartoon characters and then kills God with a sword twice his size. Yeah, it was a little bit confusing and goofy, but this is sludge. This is goo. Monster Hunter's out here dropping new slurs.
Lucent Nargacuga.
And you can actually say it because it's white. Exoprimal is like the video game equivalent to Sharknado or something. I want to say it looks kind of fun, but I don't have a Funko Pops collection. That was a real train of thought. I can't put to words why, but I feel like it makes sense, right? This guy showed up at the Capcom stream and he went, go to my other stream
stream, and then people went to his other stream, and he said, Dragon's Dogma 2, and then he left. What I'm trying to say is no game, no hype. Those is the... You know, I actually am interested in Resident Evil 8 DLC. For context, this character was once 4 pickles. I will not be explaining that further. It's finally time! Welcome to the Jeff Fest! Population Jeff! 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 Imagine being not only a alien, but the alien, and they just keep making bad games about you. I would call someone. I would complain. With the regular mouth and with the smaller mouth within, doing a different voice so they thought it was 2 separate complaints. That would show them. This guy looks like he was grown in a lab to be the ultimate guy who tells you the new Call of Duty's fucking sick, bro. There's also a new Call of Duty. Can you believe it? 30 years later. Oh, is this
This is the remake of a very old game, it looks like.
Isn't it the one where the guy's on the planet and like the aliens help him? Is that what it is?
Kyle revealing he has never played a video game in his entire life.
You've never heard of Flashback, you fucking moron? You fucking dipshit. 30 years later, Kyle. Witchfire, you can't put those two things together. They're opposites. The new Dooms are games that I almost like so much that it leaves me with this itch to play something like it without the hyper-specific little things that constantly annoy me about it. And this looks like it might be able to finally scratch that itch. Oh, hey, look, it's Spread Space. Wait, no, it's not Spread Space. It's Fart Solids. Let me make my Spread Space joke. Let me do it! Ah, a horror game that finally preys on one of my very few fears. I'll never brush 3 times a day, and I refuse to trust anyone who says they do. Yes! The Rock is here! And boy, does it seem like he wants to be. I've always thought that The Rock and gamers would get along if they ever just met. The Rock would say something like, I'm just here to promote this energy drink that I clearly don't drink. And gamers would say, we love those, The Rock. We have so much in common. Do you perchance have a new trailer for the Black Adam movie? And The Rock would say, yeah, whatever, enjoy your gaming.
Enjoy your gaming.
Fucking pussies. By the way, you know that movie is called Black Adam, like the guy's name? I don't know if that's racist, but it is something. No game, no hype, those is the rules. If you want to play this, then maybe the real 2023 beta was in here all along. Meanwhile, welcome to Alphaville, population me. Chill games are probably the most subjective genre in the entirety of video games. This one's poking some neurons for me, I'll admit it. Okay, stop me if you've heard this one before. What if the 50s and the future? There were no NFTs in the 1950s, Phil.
Yeah, they were called war bonds, idiot.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm Raz, and I'm Josh, and this looks interesting, and I like the art style. Don't get mad about it. Baby want Bink, baby want applesauce. Funny YouTuber Game 3 make haha. I'm only making this criticism because these games basically just exist to generate YouTube content. Trying to joke over something that's already joking has always seemed awkward to me. I guess you can kind of just lay back and let the game do the work, but I ain't no fucking dead fish, bitch. I like to jackhammer. Marvel Midnight Suns, more like farthole mid-shite comes. No game, no hype. Those is the rules. This is out. This is out. They're both fun, apparently. Midnight Fight Express looks fucking sick as hell. Oh, hey, look. It's Honky Star Rail.
Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah, okay, what is it, though?
Oh, it's just another one of those games where nerds can gamble for underage women.
Fascinating. Hey, get a load of this one. It's called ZZZ, which is the fucking noise I'm gonna make when I sleep on it.
No, don't sleep on it. It looks like such a great game. I mean, you got the cute little bears
things
and the
you
wolves.
like.
No, what do you mean?
I'll never play what you want me to play.
Just a crumb of anime.
Does the world really need more Fortnites? No, said everyone 4 years ago. But here comes yet another nonetheless. Humankind, go ahead, buy the cultures of Latin America. Oh, it's real quiet in here all of a sudden. I wonder why. I wonder why. I know I call One Piece things like One Puss, One Piss, and One Piece of shit, but I actually think One Piece Dragon Quest could work. And if you're not caught up on One Piece, you don't need to watch it from the start. You could just start it whenever. I don't even know if that's true or not, but apparently they hate it when you say that, so I've just been doing it. Yo, can I just scream about how fucking killer Metal Hellsinger is for a second? Dude, like, fuck. There's a demo of it. You can play it. It is so goddamn cool. It's like a Doom-type rhythm game where you kill the shit out of demons, and then when you get a high enough combo, the music goes... fucking perfect. The Quarry, more like, I'm sorry that you've never heard of watching a fucking movie and are playing this instead. I've never liked survival games. They don't manage to pull me into anything that's happening around me. And I'm not holding my breath for this to be the first thing to do it, but the world does seem to have a little bit more texture, depth, and weight than these usually do. So I don't know, I'm keeping an eye on it. I think most people would agree that by the time you were the president fighting an alien, Saints Row got a little too silly. So okay, reel it in, but this still isn't exciting me as a Saints Row 3 sequel. I fucking love Vermintide. In this one, they're not giant rats, so that docks you a couple points, but I'm still pretty stoked on this. Why'd you call your game Layers of Fear? You could have called it Onion of Screams. This one just looks fucking boring. And then Neil Druckmann came out and said, my daughter drew this nice picture. Shouldn't it be a video game? Shouldn't Last of Us 1 get a remaster? Shouldn't Troy Baker be in the Last of Us show? Shouldn't there be a Last of Us show? And then the Jeff Fest was over. Okay, I know I sleep through the PC gaming show every year, but this time I'm really gonna try to... There were actually some cool looking indie games at this one. New Blood Interactive showed some stuff. Their shit's usually pretty tight. There was fucking this one that kind of looks like a Junji Ito horror game or something. I don't think that GoldenEye 64 is very good or holds up very well, but I have friends that do, so I'm including this anyway. And this was pretty cool too, I guess. Oh yeah, and System Shock was there. I guess that's like the biggest is System Shock was there. Okay, I'm gonna wake me up now. Hey, fuckhead! What? I had this horrible dream. I did an ASMR bit, and I'm not sure if it landed at all. There was also an indie showcase called Day of the Devs. I'm not gonna give you the blow-by-blow, because they showed a lot of them. There were some that looked cool, some that looked chill, and some that looked like they were made by serial killers who have tantric sex with each other. Highlights for me were Choo Choo Charles, which is a Thomas the Tank Engine horror game. I mean, the show is scary because they're all British, but this is a different thing. There was Shim, which is a platformer where you're a little shadow frog that can only move in the shadows. I like that. That's a neat little mechanic. Here you go. This is for you. The women in my life all fucking screamed at Bear and Breakfast because it's a game where you play as a cute bear, which is what my gay friends say I am, so maybe that's why I think it looks mundane. I don't know. There's a Japanese game called Fox and Frog Travelers, the longest fucking title in the world. It almost looks like a PS1 Spirited Away game or something. It's kind of sick. And a Metroidvania called Animal Well, which asks the question, what if you were scared of pixels, you bitch? Look, they wiggle weird. Devolver also did a press conference. They screamed. They have this game that looks kind of neat. I'll leave it on screen for a second because otherwise it's just gonna flash and you're not gonna really see it. I talk about this one later, actually. They did a game where the sheep is the devil. It's like a cute thing, but it's evil. That's fucking crazy. They had this game called Angry Foot where you kick people with a big angry foot and then vape. So this one's probably the most interesting thing here. And they had this game, which looks like a Mac commercial or something. Bizzle! Redfall sounds like one of those dumb joke names I would give to something, and that's about the only thing that's to taste here. Where the fuck have you been? We were worried sick about you. I straight up thought you might be dead. I'm glad you're not, though. You look great. If you've made it this far in the video, I assume that constant talking doesn't bother you. On an unrelated note, Rick and Morty Man is making a new game. This woman has gone mad with jeans! League of Legends, get it out of here! This game looks kind of fun because you can push bad knights into rats, but it's also a lot of solemnness and whispered dialogue, which is not the rat experience I'm looking for. Cars! Also, Kyle fucking Inception cursed the chairman of Cars.
They should make a Hot Wheels racing game, but it's like all the tracks are like plastic Hot Wheels tracks.
They've done that.
Yeah, they've done that.
Many a time, actually. And you didn't buy any of them.
I did buy one of them, and it was a city. It wasn't a plastic track. I want it to be orange. This is Hot Wheels. I was joking about this, and now it's happening.
What the fuck, Kyle?
I
You brought this evil into our
manifested
house.
it.
You brought this evil.
Out of all the brainscapes it could have tapped into,
hope
why
so.
did it have to be Kyle's?
There's never been a game that's made me resent esports more than Overwatch. At launch, it was genuinely the most fun I've had with a first-person shooter since TF2. Now, I'm not even willing to play it because the game forces you into a role and it's a 15-minute wait to use the character I want to play. Fuck that. Overwatch 2 seems like a doubling down in a terrible direction, and I'm already disappointed going in.
Ara.
Thanks, Phil. I knew you were gonna go there, so I didn't. Vin Diesel? Where is your energy drink, bro? Finally, a yucko shooter for gross boys like me.
It's a Cronenberg shooter.
He's the last boss.
Yeah.
He comes out and says, "Don't you like my icky movies?" And then you fucking shoot him in the head. Games like Flintlock are always hard for me to say anything about because it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like it moves the needle in any way, shape, or form on anything. Please, childs, play other games. Look, it's Minecraft. No, really, it's not anything different. Childs be iPadding.
If you had a giant robot, what would you do? Would you water grains with it? What are you, some kind of farmer?
Oh no, what is this?
I don't know if the game is fun enough for me to be a furry.
I hate to tell you this, Kyle, but you can consume content like this without wanting to fuck animals. I hope you know
I
that.
don't think I'm strong enough, Phil. I just really don't.
There's been a few Cthulhu games, none of which looked very good. This looks cool though. Cool though, Lou. Cool. There's something there. I just don't give enough of a shit to find it. I do kind of feel bad when a game has a really unique art style, and I just hate it. I hate looking at this. This I like though. This is actually kind of a weird coincidence because there are 3 games that look like medieval paintings, seemingly completely independent of each other. There's this one that's kind of a card game type thing with some story outside of that. This one that's an alchemy themed puzzle game, and this one that we're looking at now, it's like an RPG made by Obsidian. This is probably going to be the best out of the 3. It's just weird that they all landed on it at once. Oh, hey, this looks kind of neat. It's like a stealth game with a mechanic where you can... Oh, man. I'm sorry, I have to take this back now. Diablo 4 looks like it's doing the Destiny soft MMO thing, which I'm not thrilled about. I don't think dumping you in with other players in the overworld adds much, especially when you consider that that takes a lot of work and money to do. But it's not like Blizzard is short on resources. Fucking Microsoft owns them now, so as long as the game still has its identity, that just might be an extra thing that's there. Wow, this game has a really cool art style, but they forgot to tell half their asset team about it. Say what you will about cocoons, you probably don't, but they deserve credit for being maybe one of the funniest things that nature has ever created. Like, a thing will vomit out a coffin for itself and then go in and turn into goo. It's comedy gold. That's what they say when they see my dick. They say, whoa, long.
Whoa, long.
Oh my fucking...
I'm gonna double down with you on that one.
Hideo Kojima showed up and said, Hideo Kojima. And then everybody peed.
Todd Coward! Finally come to face us in your little outfit! So it's finally time then! Let us see Garfield! A spacecraft descends on a foreign planet. The cargo doors open. You emerge into a strange new universe and immediately
Scan a plant. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So this is No Man's Sky, and I'm sure the whiteboard said, but good after that. But this is not instilling faith. Saying there's a million billion planets means they'll probably be procedurally generated, and the way Todd Howard is talking about this game is sounding uncomfortably familiar.
It's not our story, it's the story you create by who you are and the choices you make.
When we think about games, we think about worlds and the choices that you can make. The stories that you create and tell yourself.
Your new lies are starting to sound like your old ones, Todd. I like your little outfit. But wait! There's more! E3 is all fucking month when there's no E3. Now, there's already a bunch of shit I've glazed over. If there's an online game that's currently active that you can think of, it probably announced an update. And ports all around as far as the eye can see. But on top of that, Guerrilla Collective did another live stream with a ton of fucking indie games. You can scroll through it if you want to. I'm just telling you it exists. There's a cyberpunk game called Nihilist that looks kind of neat. And this game has dicks in it or something. I don't know. There's also another indie game presentation with a bunch of indie games. This one's called the Wholesome Direct, and they're all wholesome games that I probably will not enjoy because I am an evil character. But if you want to go in, I'll wait in the car. Leave the window up. I want the heat stroke. Squeenie did a Final Fantasy VII live stream where they announced many new Final Fantasy VIIs. I think. Okay, this is the same Final Fantasy VII, but this one is a remake of Final Fantasy VII. The old
old Final Fantasy VII because the new remake Final Fantasy VII Ghosts happen and it's a sequel, but this one is a remake of the old Final Fantasy VII, maybe? And it actually looks pretty good, except it's a phone game and it's free with in-app purchases, so you'll have to microtransact your way through it. What a time to be a Final Fantasy VII fan. They're remaking Crisis Core at least. Wait, question on that one.
Yep.
Is that a remake of the Crisis Core for the old Final Fantasy VII, or is it now a Crisis Core reboot for the remake sequel Final Fantasy VII?
I don't know, actually. I'm actually unaware.
Fucking A. Also, don't worry, here's the real Final Fantasy VII Remake sequel. You can rest easy knowing that you know nothing. And of course, it wouldn't be an episode of Pregame Discharge if Nintendo didn't slam itself into the door as it was closing. Yes, a 20-minute Xenoblade Chronicles 3 stream. The Xenoblade fan is eating out here. If you don't solve this black and white riddle, the Queen of England kills you with her laser eyes, like how Parliament works. Oh hey, they're re-releasing the Mega Man Butthole Network games. That was uncalled for. I shouldn't have called them Butthole games. Truth be told, these were more my vibe as a kid than Pokemon ever was. Wait, Pac-Man's family have been kidnapped?
Pac-Man's family has been kidnapped.
Is that why he was doing all that? I refuse to believe that's why he eats ghosts.
The butt bounce.
Okay, so this is actually still an early work in progress. They still need the team of kindergartners to come in and color it all with crayons, so keep that in mind when you're looking at it. I never played Monkey Island as a kid because I didn't know there was a game called Monkey Island as a kid. Truth be told, I probably would have been disappointed by the fact that you don't play as a monkey, but apparently there were some people that wasn't a deal breaker for, so I'm happy for them at least. I guess Mario X Minions gun show loophole is getting pretty close, huh? Is there like a kindergartner shortage or a strike or something? Is this like a supply chain issue? What's going on with this? Disney Animal Crossing, you know? There's a specific type of person whose life I could just see becoming consumed by this, assuming it finds them before collecting Ray Dunn. It's like Supreme, but for white women. So for those of you that haven't played Dragon Quest XI, this is a spin-off about the guy that you swap out of your team immediately. Now, if it was a game about Sylvando, then we might have something. And that's all. Go live your life as an anime farmer and fucking be quietus. Holy shit, that's enough of that. How you all doing? You good? Normally we do E3 a little bit different here. This time we kind of treated it more like a regular episode. How you guys feeling on that? Better? Worse? We could just chalk this one up to E3 was weird, so we did it weird. Or we could keep doing it this way. Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to know if this was all worth it. But the beast has been vanquished, and I take my leave. Here are the game releases for the month. I'm Lyle Rath, and this has been Pregame Discharge. Come back next time, and I'll show you how to turn one video game into one girlfriend. That's right, I've finally cracked the gamer's wager. You don't want to miss it.